And we're live. Hey, folks. Thanks for joining us again for another week of Meteor Dispatches. Today, we have a great program for you. We've got some key members from the Meteor Software team who are here to walk us through some of the events that happened last week, specifically going through the highlights on Meteor 2.16, Meteor 3.0, the big new thing that we're all been talking about. And for those of you who are using the hosting service or who haven't even tried it yet, there is now new features, a new UI, a great new experience to Galaxy 2. So we're going to be talking about this. We have a new segment for all you guys that have been posting questions and waiting in the wind, so to speak, for some response on help questions. We're trying to surface some of those questions that have been posted to the forums, and we're going to share those with you today. So for those of you out there that feel like you haven't had some love from the community or from the Meteor team, we're going to be bringing some of those questions up, those posts up here today and discuss them. And so why don't we just get to it? All right. If you are with us for the first time and you don't realize that we've been doing this for a while, this is episode 39 of This Week in MeteorJS. My name is Lim Gafar. I'm streaming to you live from New York City. We don't have with us Jan Kuster, our other co-host, but one of the most important co-hosts is here, and that is...
Hey everybody, I'm Jan Vorak, aka Storyteller, coming to you live from Prague.
And from the Meteor team, we'll start with the CEO, and then where's Fred? Oh, he's right there, right? So we'll start with the CEO, and then we'll continue down from the left to the right. So, Fred?
Hey everyone, I am Fred, the CEO of Meteor Software. I'm talking from Florianópolis, Brazil.
Okay, Denilson, go from there and then go across.
Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Denilson. I'm part of the open source team here on Meteor, and I'm talking from Dourados, Brazil.
Hello, this is Nacho Codonier. I'm also a developer on the open source team on Meteor Software, and we are really excited on release Meteor 3 launch and also to maintain Meteor 2. We are going to talk about this today.
Excellent.
Okay, I'm David, or Davi, as you want. I'm talking here from Brazil, João Pessoa, and I'm DevOps engineer at Meteor Software, and we're really glad to present all these new features for you guys. Thank you.
That is terrific. And I just realized that the computer that I had my stuff set up on is not here. It's a different one. So let me just get straightened out here, and we are going straight to the news. First things first, I just want to let people know, and I want to share some appreciation for the work that Kuster has been doing behind the scenes. He's been creating shorts. He's been working on getting the links in and the timestamps in on the episodes as we do them. And on top of that, he's been using community features of YouTube. And if you go to the community tab on YouTube, you'll find that we've been posting there recently. Kuster was the one that really kind of got that going. And he's had a couple of surveys that he's done over there. And so one of the surveys that he's done recently, and I don't know if, do you have that for, otherwise I will set it up myself here. Let me just share my screen here. Give me one second.
It's on there, Alan. I have it.
Oh, you have the survey results, right? Yeah. So that's great. So, Kuster put together the survey, and he had asked, what Meteor content do you want to see the most on YouTube? And the survey that you're seeing right there, right now, that Storyteller has up on the screen, is not actually showing the results. It's showing the survey itself. But if you, Kuster, I'm sorry, Storyteller, if you just click on any one of those,
The
entry
results
points,
are
it'll
there.
show all the results, right?
It is there, Alan.
Oh,
I'm
you
not sure if
are.
have-
For some
not
reason,
sure if you have
I
a
don't
small
see it.
screen.
I need to blow up my screen. Hang on. Okay, there we go. That's why. And so most of you want to see live coding and you want to see up-to-date tutorials. And so I think we're going to take that information back. And I think also the Meteor team might look at this and say, there's more that we need to do at university or on their Twitch channel that is useful information that they could also use too. So we're gonna look at this, and this is the feedback that we're getting so far. And if you have not participated in this survey and you feel that there are other elements here, that there are other options that you would have selected, please come to the survey, take the survey, let us know what you're thinking. So right now, this is the feedback we've gotten. We're going to let it play out for another week or two. And then based on that, we'll start to modify a little bit, what we're going to be bringing to you. So thank you for sharing. Glad that you were able to do that with us. And yeah, very good. Okay.
All right. Next in the news, we have Meteor 3 release candidate 2 is out. The big part is that Node 20 and NPM 10.5 got an upgrade. Also TypeScript. If you are watching the PRs, Nacho has been working very hard to fix the tests and everything around that. So big round of applause for getting that solved. And also there is quite a few fixes. I would say most notably for everybody are the fixes to the OAuth packages. So that was release candidate 2, and hopefully we'll soon have release candidate 3 as we go forward. Also recently, there has been new on the forums, could say a survey from RG David about what people use for front-end networks or frameworks. So check that out. Be sure to vote so we have a better result set, so that hopefully in the future we can, improve the performance of those most used frameworks in Meteor, make some other improvements as well. Right now, as things stands, React is the most used framework, followed by Blaze.
Blaze has quite the continued life in the Meteor community, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it's partially also legacy, and if you look, also like on the historically, it's still there, and usually Blaze and React or usually it's always React, and then the Blaze follows. Though if you look here, for example, from 2021, from a much larger survey, Blaze was around 40% compared to React's 43%, and right now it's like 56 to 35. So I think Blaze is going to be kind of decreasing as new projects probably will be started in React or Vue, and the legacy projects will be upgraded as well in that.
Cool. All right. There was a post that I saw recently on the forums that was quite interesting to me. Sometimes I like working with Docker recently. I like keeping my environment clean. And if you want to run Docker, Meteor 215 in Docker, there was a little bit of an issue because the Docker container was tagged to Ubuntu 20.04. And 20.04 was missing a key library that was needed for Meteor 2015 to run. It needed support for libcrypto.so.3. And so this was a request for help, and the person that posted there, the poster, found a workaround to it. It was cloning the Galaxy base image, changing the dependency to Ubuntu 22, which does support libcrypto.so.3, and then removing this library Python. I think it's a library, but it's a dependency. The Python is Python 2 dependency there. Now, the question I have is whether or not this is still an issue for 2016. I don't know. And if somebody knows and can post it to this forum thread, that'd be great. But I'm also kind of curious if there is an existing Docker image for Alpine or Arch Linux that might obviate some of these issues too. So if any of you guys know about this, leave it in the comments or put it in the chat right now. Be great to hear from you and share your expertise and let us know about this. All right. Okay.
Awesome. So the next topic, LMU label it, is Storybook returning to Meteor.js. And this is my post when I ask, what people are doing with Storybook 8, which was released relatively recently, especially in combination with Meteor 3. And this came out as I was upgrading my Meteor 3 applications. I had to do the upgrade to Storybook 8, which has quite a few major changes. So hopefully from this, we'll be able to generate some template or something, because right now Storybook, if you don't know, is let's say a visual testing or library where you can put all your components and have kind of like big overview of everything that you have and how it looks, and you can then change the properties there to see how it looks under different scenarios. And the big thing to kind of look historically is, if you don't know, it originally came out of a Chromatic project in Meteor. The repository is still around under Meteor. Chromatic is currently the company behind Storybooks.
But it has an even deeper history than that. I believe that it was a product that came out of Kadira that then migrated over.
That's actually, no, it's the other way around. So Chromatic was first, then Kadira actually built the original Storybook, and then it evolved into the Storybooks that we know today. At least that's my understanding of the history. So that's how it got started, and it was because this was a very interesting project, and Aruna back then liked it, so he iterated on it, built Storybooks, and the people behind, kind of behind the Chromatic here, then evolved that even further. I think the question kind of going on forward, and open question, and no pressure to answer it, or maybe just to consider, given what we have people here with us today, is maybe if taken, since we already have these packages, we could somehow take it and integrate it again into Meteor with the current Storybook. But that might be probably not definitely on the roadmap anytime soon. But it's just a very interesting piece of, say, Meteor and JavaScript ecosystem history. That said, if you like the news and everything else we do, make sure to like our episode. It really helps up in the algorithms and helps Meteor as well. So make sure you don't forget to like the like button, the thumbs up down there.
All right. Okay, and we're introducing a new segment now called Help Desk. So that was news. This is a new segment called Help Desk. And what we're doing now is we're just going to be surfacing some posts that people have put into the forums. In the future, we might include also the requests that we might see in Slack. But right now, we're just doing it from the forums. And we're going to give this a try and see whether or not this makes sense. So, and anyway, our first item I've passed on to our friend, the CEO of Meteor Software, to talk about. And Fred, what were they asking about?
So the user Sugoke, I don't know how to pronounce it. He's asking about Framework 7. Framework 7, I don't know if Storytelling, yeah, that's good. So Framework 7 is a library that you can build basically web applications using the style of mobile applications. So it's very cool that you can switch from a material design and iOS design. And then So that member is asking if we can use Framework 7 with Meteor, like how to integrate them. I tried to run an application like a few minutes back with Framework 7. I still having some issues, but what I can say is that I have used Framework 7 with Meteor before. It was with Blaze at that time, and it worked pretty well. It was a great app, very well designed, and I really like the idea of Framework 7 because, like, if you build an application and you have a web view, and then you can have a separate project that would run using Cordova or Capacitor, I think Framework 7 is a great option. So what I'm going to do is I will try to make it work, and then I can share a repository in the forum, and we can follow from there.
Okay, so you're going to follow up in the forums with this user.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. All right, and I guess
Yes.
what's next? Yeah.
Yeah, so this one goes more, I would say, to the core of things, specific to the FS package, and which has a problem with foreign characters in file name of a zipped file. So if you are more into the, manipulating file or working with the FS library in Node, any help here would be recommended. Generally, I think, it shouldn't be that much of an issue in today's day and age, but especially like in the early days of computers, any of these, special characters like here the it were, first of all, next to impossible to write, and especially then even for a long time after that, if you put them into the names of files. So if it wasn't a clean English, then it caused problems, all these special characters. So if you have any insight about this, then help here would be recommended. Kind of for me, the first thing would be to try to rename it, to remove the special characters, just to have a quick workaround. So
Very good.
That's one. And next, very quickly, on the other, could say, side is, with WebSockets, we have here Superfail asking if it's possible to define your own HTTP handlers and inject code before Meteor's default handlers, and especially when it comes to WebSockets. So Jan Kuster has already taken more into it, but if you have experiences with that, feel free to help here out. We also have the inject initial package in community packages, which might help a little bit, but it might be still a bit too late for what Superfail here is looking to work with.
All right. The next item I think we're gonna take a look at is, yes, the $inc operator does not always increment on the client-side collection. So there was a post on this. We noticed that nobody responded at the time. Have we gotten some responses now? I think
No.
Okay, still nothing here. So the problem is being described as it's from user Avi Jobo. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, and he's describing a problem with Minimongo updating. Now, the issue is with the publish composite method. He says using publish works fine, and when you do an increment update, Minimongo, the server updates fine, Minimongo updates fine, the client is fine. But when you use publish composite, the server updates okay, but then the client does not. And so there is a question about, first of all, like, who owns this package? I took a look. I didn't see it in the I didn't see it listed in Atmosphere. So do you guys? So my question, here to you, Storyteller, is this part of the community packages? I don't think so, right?
Yes, actually it is. The problem is if it's exactly the package that we have, because there is quite a few
Mhm.
packages like this. So let me.
Okay. So
Or
I don't
let me
want
do
you to
something
solve this right
similar.
now. Just we're going to do this offline, but so you're going to take a look and you can see whether or not this is something that the community package is responsible for.
Yes, we have that, and I have here. I'll just ask here
Okay.
more question because I need more information.
Yeah. So we just wanted to raise some awareness of this so that the people that might be able to help would be able to help. So thank you, Storyteller, for taking the initiative on this, and we'll go from there. So now we know, I think, who owns the package, and Avi, Jobo, you know that somebody is taking a look at this now. So there you go. And we have also another post, and when we get a chance to switch over to that, just let me know.
There we go.
Okay. And so we have a user that's asking a question, how do you do basically a password reveal in the password field using, I believe, the accounts package. And there was a response to this that was then removed. We've been talking about this behind the scenes a little bit as to why, and it looks like there might have been a payload attached to that response. But the general strategy is to do exactly what had been written before, which was to swap out the password field with a plain text field. However, my understanding is it may not be possible with the accounts package. So in any case, if somebody has done this, has dealt with the accounts package, has had to do a reveal, and you can help this person out by giving a strategy, then that would be really appreciated. Do you know what the user name is here? Again, I'm having a problem seeing exactly.
Ravi Holly.
Ravi Holly? Yeah. So Ravi Holly, we've seen this. We noticed it. We've been talking about it. Hopefully somebody will pop in here and share a strategy with you.
Sorry, I can comment on this.
Yes.
So I think as he's using AccountsTemplate, he's probably using Blaze. And I know that there are ways of overriding everything that Blaze generates. So we can also take a look at this internally with the team. But
Okay.
what he probably has to do is to override that template and kind of replace the password field for something else, and then he could have control over it.
All right, great.
We also take a look at this offline.
Terrific. So that's the intention of this, is for the folks that have posted, that have gotten no responses so far. We just want to make people aware that they have an issue that we'd like them to take a look at. All right. And Storyteller, thank you for also posting there just now. Okay. And Danielson, we're gonna include you in this talk. We're gonna pass on an item for you to chat a little bit about, right?
Yeah, this is something that Truskager shared in the community a while ago. He listed there 3 issues that he thinks that it would be beneficial for Meteor, and I agree with all of those. We just didn't have time to focus on this. Our focus has been on Meteor 3 for the past year or so. But moving forward, this kind of issue, we plan to address it. And yeah, I believe we are going to look in those in the near future.
All right, very cool. All right, so True Skater, you're not being ignored. The team sees this, others see it also, so we just want to make sure that you're getting some love there also from the team. All right, and Jan, what should people be doing at this point? We've got 206 subscribers now. What should people who are watching?
206. So what is the next milestone for subscriber count, darling? What do we need?
250. We need to get to 500, but we'll take it in small chunks. 250 is what we're shooting for next.
Well, so homework for you, Alan, for next time. Figure out what will be the present to our subscriber at 250. In the meantime, if you would like to support us and support us getting the word about Meteor out there, be sure to subscribe. The benefit of that is that you will get in your feed information about anything new that we are producing or that's coming up. And we always have something scheduled coming up in the future. So be sure to subscribe. It should be right next to the channel name or right next to the like button.
All right. And well, now we're on to the main event, which is we've got our guests from Meteor Software. They came prepared. They want to share with you the meat and potatoes, so to speak, of what was going on in the news releases of Meteor and Galaxy. So, Fred, can I bring you in for a second to kind of walk through like the 4 highlights last week that the team put out for launch?
Sure. Should I share my screen or not your screen?
If you have something to share, otherwise we'll just we'll just do
Yeah,
this.
I just show the website we put on for the launch
Sure,
week.
yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. There we go. Yeah,
so I think most of you know about the launch week we did last week, and basically we were launching things related to Meteor 3 and also launching Galaxy 2. And the main points are here on this URL. We can share it on the description of the episode. And on the first one, we are launching the new Meteor 3 docs, so you can all access it, and also a migration guide. So if you are migrating from Meteor 2 to Meteor 3, you can access our migration guide now. And we also give you more context on a blog post here written by Denilson. So what is Fibers, what we're doing, why we're doing that. So I recommend you to take a look at this page, to read the blog post, because then you can understand why everything is happening. Next one is Galaxy 2. So basically, we have a new version of Galaxy, a revamped version where we are giving you a better UI UX. So it's much more modern, and I will talk a bit more about that later in the episode. Next one, we are finally providing MongoDB for production. This is something the community has been asking for a long time for us, and we are finally doing that. We already have some customers already running MongoDB with us, so this is also something we will talk a little bit more in the episode. And next one, also great news about Monty APM. So basically, we will be integrating Monty APM to Galaxy and offer Monty APM to our customers. So those are the 4 main points, and we will talk more about them later in the episode.
That's terrific. And I just want to remind everybody, I shouldn't say remind because this is the first time you're going to hear from it, but this part of the episode with the team is sponsored by Galaxy, and we're very grateful that the Galaxy team is sponsoring our segments in this week in MeteorJS. So thanks again, folks. And right down below, by the way, if you take a look, there is a little streaming ticker that tells you that you can get 60 free Galaxy credits. And all you need to do is go to that website and add in the coupon code dispatches60, and well, it's dispatches-60, and you will get your $60 of free credits one time only. Like you can't use it over and over again on your account. If you've got it once, you're not going to get it again, but you are in the drawing for something else, right, Fred? Fred, so
Sorry?
Yeah, so there's also 2 drawings for winners for additional Galaxy credits, right? Out of launch week.
Yeah. I think right after the episode here, we are doing a live stream in the Meteor YouTube channel, and we will give to the people that subscribed to the launch week $300 in credits on Galaxy, and we will also do some giveaways of some Meteor gifts, like kind of exclusive because only the Meteor team has. So we will also do that in that live stream. So stay tuned.
Fantastic. All right. And so let's just get straight to it now. I think we're going to turn over to Nacho Codoner from the OSS team. And he has some presentations prepared for us on Meteor 3, Meteor 2.16. So let's get right to it. So Nacho, please.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so first we are going to talk a little bit about Meteor 3, as previous week we had the launch. So in these specific slides, what we aim to clarify is which is the current status of Meteor 3. We also want to encourage current developers to start to migrate their applications to the new version. And finally, we also want to address any question that the audience could have related with Meteor 3 or migration. So as we said before, we have the launch previous week, but actually what we have released and the current state is the release candidate versions. Our current release is RC.2, and we are planning our last RC, which is going to be RC3. It will happen on June 11th. So after the last RC release, we are going to go straight to the official Meteor 3 version. So I think this is a really good opportunity to say developers and companies that are using Meteor 2 to develop their application to start migrating their apps if they have not done already, because we need them to provide some feedback, because in these RC versions until the official, we will be addressing any reported issues on those specific projects until reaching the new versions. And then from that on, all new things in Meteor will be coming. So we have prepared some documentation docs to start this process, as Fred was mentioning. There are the links. There is also a new documentation for the Meteor API, so check them out. So why to start migrating your applications to Meteor 3? I think in our blog post, we have already talked about that. The most important reason is that this upgrade get us to the latest LTS version of Node, which is Node 20. This opens up a lot of features from the Node code itself, but also we are adopting standards. So we are not using fibers anymore, and we are using a async await, which match perfectly with other tooling available in the JavaScript ecosystem. You will be also able to upgrade the NPM packages, and what it the benefits that you get with it: new features, security updates, bug fixing, performance gain, and etc. And of course, all modern tools usually go in pair of the latest LTS version. There's example of Bit, new versions of Bit, Capacitor, and others. So going to Meteor 3 will ensure to unlock all these possibilities for your project ecosystem. Then there is another reason to migrate, and is that we are replacing some tools within the Meteor ecosystem to be some widely adopted standards. Like we were using Connect for our web app framework implementation, and now we are using Express. Going into a larger community is going to provide us more support and maintenance as we hit in a broader ecosystem. And we will also have available plugin options expanded that we didn't have before, and to get also regular updates on those. So I really encourage the people to start migrating their applications to Meteor 3. And now, if you have any questions specifically about the Meteor 3, I think it's time to address some of them.
All right. We're taking a look in the chat right now to see if we've got anything lined up. And no, it's fairly quiet right now on that.
Yeah, I have two questions very quickly. Will the release candidate 3 and beyond include Node.js 2013? Because right now it's 2012, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So no, for the next RC, what we for the next RC, what we plan is above all to address some quality of life kind of problems that people are having with their applications in Meteor 3. I think it's for the official release when we plan to go into the next big upgrade of Meteor node version of 13. I think is the 2013, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then there's a second question.
So in the slide that you showed that to use the Express rate limiting package, is that replacing the current rate limiting packages, or how does that go?
No, this is just an example of packages that are enabled for the community to be adapted in your web app framework ecosystem. So in Meteor, we have already a rate limiter, if I'm not mistaken, but this is for the DTP protocol. And Express is more for the HTTP protocol. So if you have a counterpart of a rate limiter in the Express ecosystem, when you are trying to create a REST API, you have options. Maybe you already had some options there, but there are some more common packages in the Express ecosystem available for you to use and more maintain it. So this was just an example of something that you could adapt the new version.
All right, terrific. Okay, so if anybody has any additional questions that they'd like to ask, put them in the comments and we'll do them offline. And in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next presentation, which is on Meteor 2.16, correct?
Yeah, that is correct. So yeah, we have been fully dedicated into Meteor 3 official release, as anyone knows. But recently, we have also worked in Meteor 2 on launching the latest version, which is Meteor 2.16. In these slides, what I want to explain to the Meteor community is which are our plans for next releases within Meteor 2. I want to also outline the updates that we have done in the 2.16 version. And again, to address any questions if you have about Meteor 2. So our goals for Meteor 2 releases, now that we are really close to the Meteor official version, is that when we create a new release for Meteor 2, we will do it for specific reasons. First of all, if there is a security or critical bug fix in the context of Node, because maybe newest LTS versions of Node, Node 16, Node 20, they create some patches, some critical bug fixes, we will provide support back into the Node 14 custom version that we provide from Meteor. But we cannot guarantee all the fixes to be resolved, because depending on the nature of the problem itself, maybe it cannot be compatible back to 14. But this is one of the reasons on the future to continue receiving Meteor 2 releases. Another thing is about creating helpers or facilities for the people to migrate from 2 to 3. Examples of this is to expand the async API behaviors that we have already done this for a really long time, or to create some kinds of tool that can warn people in Meteor 2 about breaking changes, to take actions or whatever. And as part of the new 2 releases in the future, we will also try to merge pending work from contributors back to those releases. Those PRs preferably needs to be, of course, reviewed, verified, and provide some extra value. But our idea for contributors will be to also, when we hit the official release, to move directly to the Meteor 3 version, possibly, because those changes will be released sooner, as we plan in Meteor 3 to have more regular updates. So in case of Meteor 2.16, is already available. You can create or update your applications already using the proper release options. We have not introduced any break changes. I want to outline a little bit what we have included in this new version. As I said before, our aim is to include facilities for migrations from 2 to 3. So we have already included in this version the observe async and observe changes async for collection cursors. In Meteor 3, if you use observe changes of observe on the server, you are going to get there a promise instead of a query handler as usual in Meteor 2. So you need to perform this kind of modification there. And I recommend to do it in both sides, on client and server, using async to benefit from isomorphism that we provide in Meteor. But if it is not like that, on the client, the synchronous version is still working. Another example of change that we have included, and this comes from the community, is a new option to tweak the Meteor oplog process. By default, Meteor oplog behaves eagerly on Meteor collections operations. So there are some specific scenarios, and maybe it's the use case of your application, that you don't need reactivity or live updates in some specific collection. So you can exclude specifically those collections from the settingization and ensure some reductions on your server stress. So it's good to check it out. And the third highlight that I wanted to say is that now when you use the check functions within your methods, you can also pass an option to throw all errors. The default behaviors in Meteor is that we throw it just when you encounter the first error. But now you can activate it, so you will get all the errors back to the client to visualize. This can have interesting purposes for your clean site implementation. There are other contributors that, like, we are now supporting to tweak the kind of storage that we use for the account packages for storing the logging. We are also, as part of the package for sending emails, giving more options to encrypt. And there is more that you can check out in the links below. I want to say thanks, of course, all the contributors that has been provided and given shape to this release. We appreciate all of that, and we want to continue having this. So thank you a lot to all of you. And yeah, now is the time of questions if you have related with Meteor 2 or 3. So,
all right, so there is Alan, we have a question there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I took my microphone off and I thought that you were hearing me. So I was saying that for a while, we have not seen any new updates on Node 14. And I don't know if I've just missed something recently, if there's anything that's been put out. But I believe that we haven't really seen anything since, I think, last November, October period. So is there a plan to do security updates or anything soon? When can we expect a Node 14 update?
Yeah, the thing here is it is becoming hard and hard to backward any security fixes from Node 18 and 20 to 14. And the security fixes that were out, and I know Denilson is tracking all of them, they were not related to Node 14. So like there are some new security fixes that they are not vulnerabilities on Node 14 because it's a new code. It's a new thing that even does not exist in Node 14. So like we're still keep tracking. We will still backward any security fix that it is possible, but we can't guarantee that there will be a new version because most of the new security fixes, they do not apply to Node 14.
Yeah, there is lots of new features and things that were built for nodes 18 and 20, and usually you have problem with those. So Node released fix for those things, but they didn't even exist in version 16. So we don't have a way to bring
Version
them
14.
to. It only makes sense to have them on version 14.
Sure.
So yeah, but we are tracking still. We see them and we see if it makes sense to bring to Node 14. And if we find anything, we for sure are going to bring those to version 14.
Okay, and when users are posting with regard to things that they feel are related to 14, I don't know what the situation is, but are you able to communicate to them that these are things that are not really a concern in 14, or have you not seen anything like that in posts?
I haven't seen anyone like pointing specific fixes, but
Okay.
if someone sees something that, oh, this definitely applied to Node 14, or if they want to ask us to double check if it applies to Node 14,
Sure.
they can do that, because like I said, Denise is tracking everything.
Okay, cool.
But I haven't seen any specific point coming from the community or our customers.
Excellent. And then I have another question. We've got one from John Morrow. So let's put that up there. Can you speak to plans beyond the 3.0 release of official release? How can the community help shape the roadmap beyond the forum thread a while back? We're going to have a roundtable discussion afterwards, John, where this question will be very relevant then. So if you can hold off for a couple of minutes, we'll get to that after the Galaxy presentation. I just do have one other question here, and it's a little provocative, right? So for a long time now, the suggestion from MongoDB is that we should not be using the uplog. We should be moving from the uplog, because the uplog is an internal resource that they may change to their whim, and the API for changes to the database or to the data is from change streams. That was, I think, starting with, I think it was in the 3 series going on 4. And I know that there's been some tests before on this, but this is a concern, I think, across not just the 2 series, but the 3, is, that at some point, MongoDB can make changes to the uplog, and they can have an impact on how Meteor operates. And we would just have to deal with it. But the contract is in the change stream. So I know that there have been some experiments with the change stream in the past. Do you guys have that on the roadmap?
Yeah, like we kind of have an internal roadmap of things that we wish we would do, but before we start anything related to that, we will discuss with the community. But regarding change streams, the initial test that Radek made, he realized that at least the way it was implemented, it was slower than uplog, so he didn't get very excited about them. And then we just stopped researching on that. I know he have done some new tests recently, and I think the results were better. So we definitely have that on the roadmap. I don't know if it's clear to everyone, but we have Radek working with us like part-time. So this is something that from time to time he take a look.
Sure.
And there's also, I think if you guys pay attention to the forum next week, he will post something there, a new experiment that we are doing internally to improve DDP. I think it's very interesting. It's kind of another option on that direction. And it would be even easier to kind of replace uplog for change streams with the thing that he's implementing. So I believe next week he will post in the forums, and I think you guys will get very excited.
Oh, it sounds like innovations.
Yep.
All right, let's move on from the Q&A session now to Galaxy 2, which is, I think, a very exciting change and improvement. So, Fred, I will leave it to you and David.
All right, let me share my screen. I don't know if Nacho has to stop his sharing.
Okay.
So
So a little setup time right now. So let's see if there's anything else in the chat. Okay, we're ready to go.
Yeah, that was quick. So I had a few slides about Meteor 3 because this is related to the launch week, but I'm jumping directly to Galaxy 2 because I think we covered everything about Meteor 3 launch. So yeah, we are launching, like it's already live. If you go to your clouds.meteor.com or galaxy.meteor.com, you will see an alert with a link that you can already test Galaxy 2. We are in the beta version, and you have many improvements. And the main thing here, and I think some customers, they don't realize, is that today we have two different systems that are used. That basically is a dashboard and then Galaxy. So dashboard is kind of a new thing. It was created a few years ago. And the idea was to centralize everything in that dashboard. But we actually ended up having two different systems, two different ways of navigation, two different styles. So it's not that smoothly as it should be. So we are basically now combining both in only one project, and it will be a lot easier to navigate. And then we're bringing new features like this is a screenshot. Like if you guys haven't seen anything about the Galaxy 2 before, this is a screenshot of the homepage. We're planning to do many improvements to the homepage to be more useful, but this is currently the wrong page. And like what's new, I have a few things here to share. I will try to be quick. One of them is light and dark mode. This is like really good, like even for people that sometimes you have eyes, like sometimes it hurts our eyes if you're using one on another. People have preferences. So yeah, you can now choose between light and dark mode, and this is really cool. We have an easier account switching. So if you are in the dashboard and you have many organizations that you are part of, it's not easy like to change to another organization and find another application. It's kind of confusing today, actually. So now it's really easy. Like it's right there on the sidebar menu. You can just switch accounting very easily. And same thing is for region. So in Galaxy, you can kind of easily, in the previous Galaxy, you can change regions easily, but in the dashboard, you actually see everything there from all the regions. So also it might be confusing for users. So now you can filter everything here straight away. We have a new page, and like all the pages actually will be new. And just as an example, we have a new page for logs and container metrics. So you have a more modern interface, more modern graphs, and also the logs page. We have many new filters, many new options to filter. You can even click and go to a full screen page, so you can try to find an issue that you might having. So basically, all the columns, they have filters. You can hide and show columns, so it's very customizable, and it will be a lot easier to find anything in the logs. The push to deploy flow, it's also improved, and again, a lot easier to use. We have enhanced filters on the apps list page. Also, sometimes it's not easy to find, like if you have, like ourselves, we have many apps running on Galaxy, and sometimes it's not easy to find our apps. So now you have a bunch of filters as well to make it quicker. And more is coming soon. Galaxy Beta is Galaxy 2 is in beta version, and not all the screens are ready, but you can already try it and see and use the sorry, the screens that are built. Should I proceed to the next one?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So next one, Galaxy meets Monty APM. This is something we have been discussing internally like for a long time, and we didn't have the correct timing to do it, and now we finally have. So basically now, instead of Meteor APM, we will start providing Monty APM to our customers. And why we are doing this transition. Basically, Meteor APM has been a crucial tool for our customers to monitor their apps, to find errors and everything. And we are doing a good job maintaining it, working with all the recent Meteor releases, but we couldn't actually like improve it, creating new features and improve the way you can find your errors. Like, and to mention a few of the things that Monty APM has and we don't, I won't go in each of them. I will just list them here. But these are just some of the features that Monty APM has and Meteor APM doesn't. So these are features that we will get once we do this migration. So CPU profiling, error insights, custom alerts, a system dashboard, and an API. Those are features that we don't have. So if you guys don't know, Monty APM is from Zodern. So Zodern is doing a great job on Monty APM, and we have an agreement now to provide Monty APM to our customers. And this one is not available yet. We are doing the integration. It is in progress. And in a few days, I think everyone will be able to start using Monty APM with Galaxy. Next is Galaxy databases, and now Davi will proceed.
Nice, nice, Fred. So it's even more. So now we have the Galaxy databases. So I'm representing the DevOps team here. We are really glad to announce that now we are hosting MongoDB. I think it's the best of the both worlds that we are getting together and hosting both solutions. So I'm gonna talk about like four main features, four main pillars that we have. First of all, it's our team. It's really here to help you guys to hold all your infrastructure and help you to save some costs and have the both solutions at the same place. So this was going to be easier for our clients. So basically, we have the unified hosting solution for Meteor and MongoDB database. It's going to be easier for the clients to manage everything at one place. Also, having this communication in a single place will have a great impact and benefit for real-time application. Second one, we have the customer-centric approach, which we respect our clients, and we know that depending on the needs of each application, we are not forcing upgrades for MongoDB, and we're gonna have like this schedule and have a really good conversation between our team and the clients to have this upgrading process. So next one, we have comprehensive support and security. So we are integrating with SSL security, also certificates for the MongoDB. We have some different approaches and flavors for MongoDB that you can expect in now the Galaxy 2. The next one, we are hosting the latest versions of MongoDB. So we support the MongoDB version 7, and also we are actively working for supporting the latest versions always. We have the migration guide, which is going to help you guys to have your MongoDB here and migrate the data. And the next one, this is just the beginning. So we are starting with MongoDB, but our expectations is to move forward and have different kinds of database in the near future, such as the FerretB, Redis, Postgres, and so on. So this is a good thing. So we have this a little screenshots, some screenshots that we have for the new database. You can request a database there. When we request a database, our team will provide you this new service. There's different options that you can choose when you're requesting a database. We have different instance sizes from the basic one, which is $8 a month, and going until the custom one that you can request different types of database that will fulfill your needs. So yeah, and this is the screen you get, and we have a surprise element, which is we are trying to automate the process of migration. We are going to do really a good effort to do that. So because we want to achieve that a really easy step. So I have my MongoDB, so I want to just go there and click and have my data migrated from my actual MongoDB to the MongoDB hosted in Galaxy 2. So we are focusing on doing that in the best automated way. So basically, that's it. Like, we are here to help, guys, and I hope you like this new feature. And yeah,
I have to
thank you.
say, it feels like, finally,
Yeah. I have a few new surprise elements that I just added a few minutes ago. So
Sure.
one of them is, I don't know if you guys realized, but Galaxy 2 runs on Meteor 3. So this is like us showing case that Meteor 3 is already good enough for you to run on production. Of course, you have to run your tests. You have to go, like, take your time migrating your project. But Galaxy 2 already runs on Meteor 3, and it is being really good. Like, to use Meteor 3, we have different teams, right? So the Galaxy team is always providing feedback to the open source team, and they're fixing issues that we're also finding. So this is awesome.
That is so cool.
And the third one,
Third.
I just want to show something that we are testing internally, just out of curiosity. I know some of you guys sometimes ask, like, oh, is it tiny around? Are they helping Meteor? Like, we are talking at least every month. I have met a few of the tiny guys in person, and we had a meeting a few weeks ago, and they told me about a tool that it's a really good fit for Meteor, and they are using in other companies, other tiny companies, and we are testing this, and I will provide a link to this to all of you guys to help us testing. And if it works well, we might provide this for the community. So basically, we would have Ask AI button in our docs page. And of course, this button is just embedded. We can put whatever we want. Once you click here, you can ask questions, kind of like you ask for ChatGPT, but this tool actually, we add the sources that we want for it, and then it answers your questions based on the sources that we provided to it. And it's really cool because, like, we added our docs, we added Meteor 3 docs, and what surprised me a lot, it was that we can also add videos to it. So we took a playlist and also added as a source, and it's really cool. So let me just ask one small question here, that is, can I use Meteor with Node 20? This is something that probably, if you ask ChatGPT, I don't know if it will know the answer, but let's see this one. Yes, you can use Meteor with Node.js version 20. In fact, Meteor 3, which is currently in release candidate version, runs on Node 20. And you have other info here as well. Then it shows you how to install latest version of Meteor, how to install the release candidate, and also, like, if you want to specify a version here, you can do that. So it is like the correct answer. And another nice thing that it does is it adds links, so you can go to those links and find, like, from where this tool found the answer. So, like, here it shows that it found on the migration guide, also from the install page. So all the questions that you ask, you also have references from where that answer came from, and then you can go there and learn more. So I think it's really interesting, and if we test it, we see if it's good, we will have this available for our community. And
that's pretty cool.
That's it.
All right, thanks. So we've been holding back on questions because there were a number of different segments in this presentation, and I want to bring back some of. By the way, we have a nice comment. Great work from the team, from Simon. Thank you, Simon. Okay, and Jan had also mentioned during the presentation the organization region switching is one of his favorite new features. And Danielson jumped in and said for him it was the log page. So I think this was answered, wasn't it? Right?
Not sure, but like Meteor APM doesn't support Meteor 3 well. So, but
Okay.
Monte APM does. So yeah, if there's a Meteor 3 version of Monte APM already have support to Meteor 3.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. He said, is there a Metro 3 version? A Metro 3 version of it.
That's just a typo.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
typo? Okay, all right. Jan also said that the log page looks nice and wants to know, how can we switch to Monte APM today?
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't do it today. We are still running some tests with the migration. The Galaxy team is working closely with Zodder to make sure that everything works correctly. So as soon as it's available, we will notify everyone. But it's coming very soon.
Okay, and we have Simon asking for MongoDB now. So it's, is that in the works?
Yeah, this one is already available. Do you want to transfer, David?
Yeah, sure. You can go and log in at the Galaxy 2, Simon, and go to the database on the menu, and you can request a database. And there's going to be the options that you can select to the type that you want to fill your needs. So basically, we are already having this.
But they need to first select the Galaxy 2 beta, right, in order to get this option.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
And just to clarify as well, like we're still providing that free MongoDB for testing and development purpose. And that's like, it keeps the same. And then if you want to run your application in production, now we provide that as well.
Beautiful. And Jan P has asked, he's got a separate request here. I don't know if this is a feature request or something, but he wants to be able to access a semantic search over documents. Is that something that you're thinking about, or has it been requested before, as far as you know?
I'm not sure what would be a semantic search. Do you mean like if you go to the search button and search from there? Because they're using our Volia and it should be working.
Jan P, could you elaborate on that a little bit, and we'll bring up whatever your follow-up is on that. And then, of course, Simon said, npx meteor at RC could not help me when trying to install in Fedora 40, but curl does it for him.
Well, if you can share which issue you had, post in the forums or open an issue.
Because related with the installer, we have tried to provide a wider support with different architecture, with different operative systems. I have tested them, and this way to install is through Node, so it should be cross-compatible. But if you have a specific problem, a specific OS, try to open an issue, and I could virtualize that and try to see what is going on there.
Very good. And so Jan's following back up again. He said on a semantic search question, he said that's what your chatbot uses to gather data for its answers. He says, I've got my own chatbot project. So I guess he wants to be able to tap into whatever the API that the chatbot is using to do so.
Yeah, that's a commercial project that we're using, so it's not something we implemented ourselves. So the tool is, the name of the tool is Kepa AI. I can put here on the chat if someone wants to take a look. So, and then the link there, I can share here. Oh, it's failing to send my comment. I can share the link of the chatbot API. I will put in our private chat here. Maybe someone can share there.
Sure.
Because I'm not available right now.
I can try. My admin privileges went through.
Okay, there you go. All right, guys, this was great. Thank you so much. This is very, very helpful. I hope that people in the community find this information useful and are able to get a deeper insight into what the improvements to the existing 2 series is and what they can expect going forward with 3. and some of the real benefits that they should be seeing with Galaxy, especially if you're a longtime Galaxy user. All right, and let me switch back now. I think we're going to wrap up here. I just want to remind people, by the way, that we have a commercial company here that has an open source team that is building open source software. But part of the team that's building this open source software are folks like the Jan brothers, who collaborate with Meteor Software to bring us the improvements and the features that we see in Meteor 2.16 and Meteor 3.0, and of course the community packages that they also manage. I just want to remind people that open source is not, even though we have free software and open source, it's built on people's time and effort and so on. The Jan brothers, for instance, do this on their own time, as I've said before, on their own dime. And they have sponsorship pages with GitHub. One of the ways you can demonstrate your appreciation for the work that they or anybody else in the open source community whose work you use do, one of the ways that you could show your appreciation is by giving a star or a like or whatever it is to demonstrate your appreciation for the work that they provide to you that you benefit from. And in other cases, when they do have sponsorship pages like this, you can consider sponsoring them for whatever you can afford. So consider doing it, do it, make it happen. All right. And if you've missed any of these episodes, you can catch up on the past podcasts by going to the do you have the page?
Yes, we have a playlist.
Yeah, the playlist.
There we go.
Okay. And you can catch up on any of the past episodes there. So, take a look at it and, give a watch. And again, like and subscribe if you enjoy the work that we've been doing and the information we've been sharing with you. Today has been an all Meteor episode. Just like last week, we've really embedded ourselves entirely into Meteor this week and last week. As we go forward, we're going to be bringing you back things from the JavaScript community also that impact your work with Meteor. And coming up next week, we're covering handling technical debt. And joining us for that is going to be our friend Adrian Lanning, who's also known as A. Lanning, you might know from the roles package. And we'll be presenting some news from React, I think is what Jan has said. And I just realized I took that over from you. I apologize.
No worries. Sadly, I won't be able to join you live next week because I will be at a conference on Cyprus and also for to kind of recover from my whooping cough that has been plaguing me for the last almost 3 weeks. But I will pre-record for you a segment kind of talking all about news from the React world, which now that there has been a React conference recently, there's plenty of them.
Really cool. All right. So with that, we're going to say have a great weekend, guys. And thanks for joining us.